What's up, everybody? Dave Bartosiak, and here I'm back at it again, baby, with another chart of the day. And this time we're talking about Netflix, ticker NFLX. I needed to zoom out here to give some perspective. And towards the end of 2021, that's when this stock topped out. I mean, a lot of stuff topped out then, right? Into a nasty downtrend that bottoms out in May 22 with stock, about $1.77, $1.65, right? And then look at the run that it's been on since then. Pretty incredible, going from like 165 all the way up to, almost $1,200. Pretty insane stuff. And I drew the big fib here. We're not gonna have to worry about the big fib, okay? And the reason being is the stock is just, until there's a real problem, we're not going to be talking about these huge retracements, right? But what I did want to point out, now that we've got our sort of retrospect going on, is when the stock came under some troubles so it sort of peaked mid-February, came under pressure, and look at where it bounced. That's pretty incredible that fib came into play on the stock from way back there. And again, that fib gets drawn here. So it was there when price action rolled over, and it attracted it and it bounced. Pretty incredible. You got the wick that came down intraday underneath to challenge that, and then got bid again. Amazing stuff. But just goes to show how much these levels really do come into play. So I'm going to knock this out and go a little bit more granular here and zoom in. And the reason we're zooming in and even talking about this, we had a nice earnings report, as well as the stock bouncing off what we now know is a key fib level and getting close to that 200-day. So you had a sort of a confluence of support going on there, and then it's been a nice little run. So if I do want to draw a fib, it's going to be on this most recent run to give you some perspective. Okay, so over the weekend, we got news of potential tariffs going against the movie industry. 100% tariffs on foreign movies. Not sure how that would get applied. It's not like we're smuggling DVDs anymore. So, but that's a whole nother debate. But what did happen is, after closing up at 11:56 and change on Friday, Netflix opened at 11:14. Got down to 11:07. Found a bid though, so it's basically bid all day, and yesterday, and then now today again. It's green. So fully expecting this to get back to the Friday highs, and look at the run that it's been. I mean, a lot of green candles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 days in a row where it's basically closing higher or taking out, always having a higher range. Now, the green here is just based on open and close, right? Green or red is open or close. So that's why you're getting these, like this gap down rallied, but it was still a green candle. It's just the intraday action was green. Okay. Intraday action was positive. So intraday, there has been buying in this stock every single day since April 17th. So pretty incredible. Definitely an accumulation there. But we did get a little overbought. So if you're looking at the RSI, it's up over 70, giving you that overbought. Now, last time it was overbought, it did dump a little bit. We got some negative action, but there have been times where the overbought didn't mean much, right? The stock still kind of worked its way forward. Not a big deal. And I think that's what you're getting to, is I'm expecting this to remain overbought here, unless there's a huge macro move in the market that puts everything under pressure. But after a nice solid earnings report, a little bit of a tariff threat wasn't really going to do much to this stock. The astute bulls came in and bid it, and now where do we go? That's the question. Now what happens? So what you can do is, if you look at some of these, let me flip this upside down, because we like to do the extensions of these fib levels. So by drawing this upside down, we get the extension. Does it come to a surprise to anyone that high on Friday was basically a 38.2% extension of the move from January to February. Pretty interesting stuff. So that's the first target. Next target, 12.15. And then you have your support at 10.65. So there are some of your intermediate term levels that you can look at for Netflix. Look for a little bit of resistance when it gets back to those highs. The next stop, 12.15. So that's a fun way you can use these fibs, get your fib extensions out there, and find some nice target prices for you to the upside on a stock that's really been rocking and rolling. Okay, folks, there you have it for my chart of the day. It is Netflix. I'll be back again tomorrow with another one. I got to find something awesome, though, because there's tons of news. Maybe we'll talk about Palantir following its earnings report. I know a lot of people want to see that one. I guess we'll have to just wait and check out how it all unfolds. So if you're here on Zacks, be sure to follow the author. There's a button up there somewhere. You can do that. If you're on YouTube, subscribe to the YouTube channel. And I'll see you guys again tomorrow. For everybody here at Zacks, I'm Dave Bartosiak. Have a good one.